cómo acelera. Mira cómo camina. Mira.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Classified Captures. Steve here, and today I've got a collection of clips ranging from the scientific evidence of Bigfoot's existence to underwater ghosts hunting divers that may just leave you shocked yet craving more. Ready? Let's jump in. I know you're probably wondering what this is. The truth is, you aren't the only one. The story behind this capture goes like this. While out at sea, two fishermen saw a vessel they'd never seen before. Intrigued and curious, they drew near with their cameras rolling, and what they captured is what you see. In addition to its odd appearance, they discovered that the craft was unmanned. Now, if you know anything about ships, the ocean, and fishing, then you know that these vessels typically have individuals on them, but this one did not. What's more, it didn't look like your traditional everyday fishing vessel. No, it looked like the experiment of a science whiz like Julius. The individuals who found this thought so as well. Looking for answers, they uploaded this online and the internet did not disappoint. A number of individuals who responded stated that this had to be a marine drone. For those unfamiliar with the term, a marine drone, often referred to as an unmanned surface vehicle or autonomous underwater vehicle, is a remotely operated or autonomous vessel designed for operations on or under the sea. These drones are equipped with various sensors, cameras, and communication tools to conduct a range of tasks from environmental monitoring and data collection to underwater exploration and maritime surveillance. They're extensively used for scientific research, military applications, search and rescue missions, and industrial inspections such as pipeline and infrastructure assessments. Marine drones can operate in hazardous conditions and difficult-to-reach areas, making them invaluable tools for advancing our understanding and management of marine environments. If this is truly a marine drone, then there is one question left to answer. Does it belong to a military or a research facility? Also, why was it out there? Next, we travel all the way to Titusville, Florida, where a mysterious creature has made an appearance that has left all who saw it shocked. Kelly was going about her business like she would any other day when she saw a dead creature that didn't look like any of the wildlife she was used to seeing in her neighborhood. She and her boyfriend couldn't tell what it was and uploaded it online. Surely enough, responses poured in from all over. Some thought it was a bearded dragon, others, including Kelly's boyfriend, thought it was a dog, and some thought it could be something alien and extraterrestrial. While these raged on, there were members of the paranormal community who saw a demon manifested in the physical whenever they looked at the photo. They believed that the skinned creature's long face and tail were indicators that it was a demon. I know the last one is a bit of a stretch, but you can't really decide what people should think and not think. Kelly, on the other hand, wanted to get to the bottom of it, which I can understand. If you found a dead being or creature in your backyard, you'd want to know what it was. It's the responsible thing to do. They got experts to come in, and after examining the body of the creature, can you guess what they concluded it was? A possum. I must admit that's one thing I didn't see coming, but hey, they are the experts after all. Children are very innocent, and it's said that this innocence attracts many entities to them. It's like a magnet. Take this clip, for instance. A couple who had just had their first child installed a camera in the child's room to monitor them at night. Every night, the monitor would detect movement and go off, but whenever they went to check, the baby was fast asleep and nothing seemed out of the ordinary. One day, they decided to thoroughly review the footage from the camera, and that is when they made a disturbing discovery. Floating above the baby was a small, white, smoke-like orb that appeared out of nowhere, floating around the baby's head and then vanished. The couple were so shocked by what they saw that they shared the footage online, hoping to gain some insight into what this could be. The comment section was filled with a variety of interpretations. Many people believed that the orb was a guardian angel watching over their child. One commenter mentioned that white smoke is often considered a sign of a good entity. Many others shared the sentiment, but there were some who thought this couldn't be good news. What do you guys think, though? Is this a protective spirit or guardian angel watching over the baby? Or could it be something else entirely? If you have had experience with these things, please share your experience. Next, we've got this clip that mysteriously popped up online. And when I say mysteriously, I don't mean magically. What I mean is, we don't know the individual who posted it, and he or she hasn't come forward yet. In the clip, we see a strange bipedal creature stealthily making its way across a field. It looks around after emerging from the rocks and then runs towards what looks like a residential apartment. First off, what is that? And secondly, why is it running toward the human settlement? We don't have answers, but some members of my team think it might be a goblin, and looking at it, I understand why they think so. Given the limited footage, we can't do an extensive analysis, but then again, Julius, the in-house skeptic, and some members of the paranormal community believe this clip is edited and possibly CGI. What do you guys think?
Das ist kein Riesenrad, das ist im Wasser drinne.
While exploring the ocean, an individual came across a strange blue ball hovering over the ocean. He initially thought he might be hallucinating because he had been out for a while, but the funny thing is, the blue ball never truly disappeared, even more than half an hour. This naturally got him worried. He decided to take his phone out and record with the idea that it was a hallucination. There was no way it was going to show up digitally as well. But the funny thing, however, was it did show up. There was something out there. What you see on your screen is one of his alleged captures. He uploaded the clip online seeking answers, but all who saw it were equally as clueless and confused as he was. Many thought it had to be a military experiment. What they couldn't agree on was whether it was a boat or an aircraft. Some also argued that there were no human boats or crafts that looked like that. They believed it might have been an alien or something otherworldly. While both camps were at it and trying to convince each other, there was a third camp who thought the whole thing had to be fake. They believed the clip had been digitally created. Julius also thinks it was digitally created. Personally, I've decided to be on the fence for this one. But what do you guys think is going on here?
Das ist kein Riesenrad, das ist im Wasser drinne.
While we're often intrigued by and scared of ghosts and other paranormal beings, sometimes it feels like the scariest things on this planet can be found in nature. Take a look at this clip, for instance. Scary teeth, right? When Aaron first saw the first few seconds of the clip, he thought it had to be a werewolf. After watching most of the clip, however, it became evident that this is a large wolf on a table with a hand probing around its mouth. You don't need to be told that the creature is unconscious. I mean, how else would you explain the man moving his hands and fingers all around its mouth? One snap and it could be fatal. After digging around, we found out that this is a European wolf, an apex predator known for its strength, intelligence, and powerful bite. These wolves are native to various regions of Europe and have been a part of folklore and legend for centuries, often depicted as both feared and revered creatures. While wolves typically avoid humans, their potential for danger cannot be underestimated. Encounters with wild wolves are rare, but they can inflict serious harm if provoked or threatened. Whatever you do, never approach a wolf in the wild. Try to stay out of areas that have wolves as much as possible. Do this, and you'll thank me later. Next, we've got a bizarre-looking creature that's got us scratching our heads. Take a look. Given the angle this was taken from, it's hard to tell what it is. I was about to start naming some of my favorite cryptids as usual and potential suspects, but Aaron stated it looks like a koala in distress. I haven't seen one of those creatures in real life, but I thought they were much smaller than the creature we see in the clip. I hate to admit it because Julius will be laughing at me later, but I need your help with this one. What do you think we're dealing with here? Is this an everyday animal like a koala, or are we dealing with something otherworldly? Kindly share your thoughts in the comments section. I'll be reading. A family was out in the backyard at night, just looking at the night sky, maybe even counting the stars, when all of a sudden, one of them saw something unusual on the roof. A ghostly figure in a robe was just floating up there above the ceiling. While some people think this is just CGI, others believe that it's something else altogether. One commenter suggested it was a tekka. Another said it was a pecan weedon. Intrigued, I did a little digging. The tekka is a figure from folklore and certain cultures often associated with supernatural or ghostly phenomenon. On the other hand, the pocong is a well-known ghost in Indonesian mythology. According to legend, the pocong is the soul of a dead person trapped in its shroud. In Indonesian belief, when a person dies, their body is wrapped in a white shroud tied over the head, feet, and neck. If the ties are not removed after 40 days, the body is said to jump out of the grave to warn people that the soul is trapped. Do you see a connection between these beings from folklore and the figure captured in the clip? If not, what do you think we're dealing with here? Let us know in the comments section. Stepping away from dark roofs, we move up to the skies where we enjoy a nice view from the window of a plane. Now, this isn't a travel and tourist channel, so you know something is definitely up. And there it is. You see the blue disc-shaped craft moving alongside the plane, right? If we're going to be realistic and logical, then something like that shouldn't exist. Yet there it is. It stays in view for a few seconds, then blitzes out of sight. You don't need to be told that's a saucer. The big question now is it real? Many in the paranormal community where it was uploaded believe it is. Personally, I see no reason to doubt it. I've watched the clip over and over and over to find hints of tampering with the clip, but found none. So either this is some good video editing or we're dealing with the real thing. That's when you overlook the fact that I am a spaceship fanatic, hoping to see the real thing one day. Anyway, enough of me ranting. What do you guys think of the capture? I really want to hear your thoughts on this particular one. Next, we've got an intriguing clip, though the exact location where it was captured remains unknown. Take a look. The footage captures a dramatic scene where the ground has split apart, revealing hot, ashy stones rising from the fissures. Barricades have been set up around the area to ensure people's safety and keep them at a safe distance. What's more, there's an individual in the center dressed in some sort of protective suit, Cautiously approaching the split in the ground to examine it, there's also some smoke visibly rising from the fissure, which adds to the dramatic scene. I know everyone's probably wondering what's happening here. The truth is, we are too. Could this be some sort of volcanic or geothermal activity? The presence of hot stones and smoke suggests a possible volcanic situation where magma might be moving closer to the Earth's surface, causing the ground to fracture and release heat and gases. This could be a precursor to an eruption or an indication of geothermal activity where underground heat and pressure find their way to the surface. At this point, we can only speculate. Despite our best efforts, we couldn't locate the original video to determine where this was filmed. If any of you have any information or leads on what's happening here, please share your insights in the comment section. Mirrors have long been thought to be more than just reflective surfaces. Many people see them as portals to other realms or as objects with spiritual significance. In this particular footage, we witness a strange and unsettling event. A person is standing in front of a mirror removing their shoe. The peculiar part is how the shoe is reflected in the mirror. Normally, you would expect the back of the shoe, which is facing the mirror, to appear at the front in the reflection. But that's not what happens here. Instead, the front of the shoe is what shows up in the reflection. This discrepancy is bizarre because, apart from the shoe, everything else in the mirror seems normal. The person's bare feet are reflected correctly, and when the man points his fingers at the mirror, the reflection matches his movements perfectly. Everything appears fine except for the reflection of the shoe. So what could be going on here? Some people think this strange occurrence could be a glitch in the matrix, a momentary lapse in the fabric of reality. Others are convinced that the footage has been manipulated or edited to create this odd effect. Some people say that the mirror itself might be haunted or possess some supernatural quality. We have our theories as well, and they're not far from these ones, but what do you think of this unusual situation? A technical glitch or something more otherworldly? Share your thoughts in the comments section. You know how we've said over and over again on this channel that there's a possibility children have the ability to see beyond our realm? Well, this next clip is a stark reminder of that.
Got her this camera from Amazon for Christmas. She's 3, almost 4. We're just hanging out at home today by ourselves. My husband's at work. She's been telling us she's been seeing somebody in her room, that she can't really sleep well. She refuses to sleep in there. We just moved to this house. So she just took a picture and she says, "Mommy, look, there's a man in the photo." Mommy. I said, "What?" She said, "There's a man in my photo." Like, no one else is here, it's just us. Like, I'm gonna have to change the date and time so I can get more pictures for y'all, but look at that.
This young girl has been telling her parents that she was seeing an older man in her room. The situation was so bad that she was typically unable to sleep in her room most nights. They had recently moved into this house, so her parents just assumed that she was having trouble adjusting. That was at least the case until she brought the camera to her mom, stating that she'd captured the man on it. Her mom took a look at the photo, and there was indeed a man in it. But how? Well, members of the paranormal community typically share stories of their cameras capturing otherworldly beings that they couldn't see with a naked eye. This might just be one of those situations. Either that, or there's a man moving around their house and trying to get to their daughter. I don't know about you, but I find that thought more frightening than having a ghost in their home. Don't you agree?
Like, no one else is here, it's just us. Like, I'm gonna have to change the date and time so I can get more pictures for y'all, but look at that.
Being home alone is often considered one of the best things. You get to have the house to yourself, enjoying all the peace and quiet. But this was not the case for Mildred Nava, only she didn't know it yet. She was at home one day alone with her sister and their dog, who was lying on the bed with them. Mildred decided to capture the serene moment on video, thinking nothing of it. She takes the video and then saves it. For 2 whole months, she didn't take a look at it until she decided to clear some space on her phone. It was at this point that she noticed something chilling. She realized that as she panned the camera over to the dog, there was the face of a woman behind a bag under the TV on the wall. The face appeared to be staring directly into the camera, and once the camera returned to the location some few seconds later, the face was gone. Mildred and her sister were supposed to be alone in the house, so how could this be possible? I'll leave that to your imagination. A homeowner with a pond in their backyard was out one day capturing the beautiful scenery when something extraordinary happened. Out of nowhere, something leapt out of the water and onto the nearby tree, almost appearing to fly. Once perched on the tree, the creature stayed still just long enough for the homeowner to get a better look. It had a long white tail that wiggled as it perched on the tree branches. What could it be? A flying water and land creature, or something else entirely different? Some speculate it might be an unknown species of amphibious animal, while others suggest it could be a supernatural or mythical being. You've seen it, right? So what do you think it is? A man was walking by the woods when he heard a chilling sound. Take a listen.
I heard some shit there.
Did you hear that? This sound is often heard all over the world, predominantly emanating from dense forests. Many people attribute it to Bigfoot, but no one has yet proven what creature makes these eerie noises. Could it be that there is another cryptid out there that lets out these deep, grunt-like long howls in the forest, or is it just the Bigfoot? The mystery surrounding these sounds has fueled countless theories and debates. There are also some who suggested they could be the calls of known wildlife distorted by the natural acoustics of the forest. Others believe they could be the cries of an undiscovered species or even the fabled Bigfoot itself. What do you also think?
So, we just seen this. Thought we'd share it with you guys. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
It's a real vivid circle rainbow around the sun, but then there's a second rainbow.
Yeah.
The video's probably not going to do it quite justice, but it's vivid, beautiful colors.
We're in Oregon.
A couple in Oregon captured this beautiful and unusual sight in the sky, a round, full rainbow encircling the sun with another incomplete rainbow just beyond it. They believe that this is a reflection of the dome around the world. Just in case you didn't know, some people hold on to the belief that the Earth is covered with a dome that prevents things from entering or leaving. Whenever such individuals see phenomena like these two rainbows, they see them as a reflection of the sun on this dome. In the original post, one commenter offered a different perspective, suggesting it could be a portal of some sort. I spoke to Julius, and he shared a different perspective, a scientific one to be precise. According to him, this is called a 22-degree halo. For those unfamiliar with the term, a 22-degree halo is a circular ring of light encircling the sun or moon, visible at a 22-degree angle from the light source. This phenomenon occurs when sunlight or moonlight passes through hexagonal ice crystals in the upper atmosphere, typically found in cirrostratus clouds. These ice crystals refract the light at a precise angle, creating a ring that's always 22 degrees from the light source. The halo often appears white, but could display faint colors with red on the inside and blue on the outside, resembling a muted rainbow. This sounds logical, but then again, science might just be trying to throw us off the truth. What do you guys think?
Just seen this. Thought we'd share it with you guys. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
I know many people will say this is just a man standing in a Sasquatch costume. Well, no, you were wrong. This creature right here is called a Gigantopithecus. It was the largest primate to ever exist before their extinction. Gigantopithecus lived during the Pleistocene era, about 1 million years ago. It could grow up to 10 feet tall and weigh over 1,000 pounds. Their fossils have been found in parts of Asia, particularly China, India, and Vietnam. Despite their size and strength, they're believed to have been herbivores, primarily consuming bamboo. The debate about whether these creatures are related to the myth of Bigfoot or Sasquatch is ongoing. Some enthusiasts argue that sightings of large, hairy bipeds in remote areas could be remnants of Gigantopithecus, though mainstream science considers them long extinct. Do you think there's a chance remnants of these creatures could be out there? Could mainstream science have concluded wrongly? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Now what's going on here? A man finds his pet monkey outside on the ground with a knife in its hand. For some weird reason, the monkey was bent down, scraping the blade of the knife on a stone. For those unfamiliar with the action, this is how you sharpen knives. Some joke that the monkey was definitely trying to kill its owner. I find that a bit funny. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think there might be other reasons. There's a big chance that the monkey is mimicking what its owner does. It's probably seen its owner sharpen knives several times and decided to try it out. I know that might sound cute, but just imagine the other things the monkey is picking up. This scene gives me serious Planet of the Apes vibes, using our technology and knowledge against us. It's fascinating and a bit unnerving to see how intelligent and observant these creatures can be. Monkeys are known for their ability to learn and imitate human actions, which is both as exciting as it is concerning. While it's incredible to witness the cognitive abilities of primates, it also reminds us of the potential consequences of domestication and the interactions between humans and animals. What other skills might this monkey acquire, and what happens when it starts to understand the use of these tools beyond simple mimicry? We will revisit this story in a few months. Residents of a neighborhood were all woken up in the middle of the night by stray dogs barking continuously. Concerned about what could have caused such a commotion, they checked the security camera footage from the area where the noise originated. What they found left everyone shocked. Take a look. In the footage, a strange object appears out of nowhere, descending from the sky to the ground. The 3 stray dogs all noticed it and began to focus on it intently. The mysterious object then started to float above the ground, moving in a slow and eerie manner. The dogs went crazy, barking incessantly at the entity as it floated away. Interestingly, the dogs did not approach the object. They kept their distance, running around it and barking furiously. The object did not look like any known animal or humanoid figure. It was oddly shaped and had a slight sheen to it. It's not every day you encounter something like this, and it certainly leaves room for many questions and theories. Share your thoughts.
Mira, se para, boludo. Viene corriendo encima. ¿Te imaginas?
Boludo, acelera. Mira cómo camina. Mira cómo camina.
During a drive around town in Paraguay, South America, a couple claimed to have witnessed a large, dark, bipedal creature standing outside the door of someone's house. Terrified by what they saw, the couple decided not to stick around to film any longer and quickly left the scene. The female passenger was particularly frightened. You can hear the fear in her voice. But what exactly had they seen? Some commenters suggest it might be a dogman, a cryptid said to roam various parts of the world, often linked to werewolf legends. Given that it was nighttime, many leaned toward it being more of a werewolf than a dogman. The only caveat is that they couldn't tell if it was a full moon to ascertain their claims. Others wondered if it could be a person in an elaborate costume, perhaps as part of a prank or a local tradition. Whatever the case, we're unable to verify which is truth and which is fiction. You've seen the clip. What do you think we're dealing with?
What are you waving at us?
How do you feel about taking kids to the graveyard? Some cultures strongly oppose this practice, believing that entities roam such places and could affect children. These beliefs often stem from long-standing traditions and tales about the unseen forces that linger in such solemn places. A woman who doesn't seem too bothered by these beliefs took a toddler to a graveyard, and something eerie happened. Her daughter stood still for a while and then, out of nowhere, started waving at an unseen person. You can hear her say bye-bye and then call a name that's difficult to make out clearly.
Bye, bye. Yeah.
The little girl appeared to be seeing someone or something and was waving at it. It's as if she was interacting with an invisible presence, which only added to the unsettling nature of the incident. The mother was shocked. The unexpected encounter left her chilled by what a daughter might have seen. Perhaps she might reconsider taking a daughter to the graveyard in the future. Children are often thought to be more sensitive to supernatural phenomena, their innocence and open-mindedness making them more perceptive to things adults might not see or feel. But how do you feel about this? Do you believe that children can sense things that adults can't? And would you take a child to a graveyard knowing these beliefs and potential risks? In LA, California, someone shared a fascinating clip on the Instagram story. They captured a streak of light moving through the sky. It seemed to be ascending, but then it crashed into something, creating a loud splash of glow in the sky. Surprisingly, this glowing object continued moving even after the impact. What could this possibly be? Theories are already flying around. Some folks are wondering if it might be a missile test. After all, Southern California is pretty well known for its aerospace activities. But then there's also the idea that it could be a satellite launch. But wait, it gets even more intriguing. Some people are speculating about UFOs. Could this be an extraterrestrial craft exiting our atmosphere, or maybe even an encounter with some kind of alien technology? The idea seems like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but how else do we explain this? If you're wondering why a craft exiting our atmosphere will cause such an effect, perhaps you should think back to our earlier mention of the dome. If it truly exists, perhaps the craft was just breaking through it like some sort of force field. I know it sounds crazy, but think about it. Also, if you have your own theories, I'd love to hear them. I'm not sure which country this is, but the ground is blanketed in flames and people out there are recording it on their phones. While we need daring individuals to document these events so we can see what's happening, this situation looks incredibly dangerous. There's smoke everywhere and the flames spread like a carpet confined to the ground. It's such a surreal sight, almost mesmerizing in its strangeness. My curiosity, however, is piqued by what could have caused this phenomenon. How is the fire spreading in such a peculiar manner without bursting into towering flames? Just look at that. Could it be a natural gas leak causing the fire to burn close to the ground, or perhaps a controlled burn gone wrong? It's hard to say, but this is fascinating and terrifying at the same time. What do you think could be the cause of such a fire? Have you ever seen anything like this before? Let us know in the comments section. Take a look at this footage. During a lightning storm, a face seemed to appear in the sky. You can see the lips, nose, and chin. Faces in the sky. This is a weird phenomenon that I'm not sure what it means. Some say it's just pareidolia, but others think there's more to it. For those unfamiliar with the term, pareidolia, it refers to circumstances where people see familiar shapes like faces in random patterns. Clouds, shadows, and even natural formations can sometimes appear to have human-like features. However, in this case, the face seen during the lightning storm looks surprisingly detailed, making it seem more than just a trick of the light. Some who saw it believe these faces in the sky are giants or other supernatural beings watching over us. This idea is rooted in various mythologies and folklore where giants are often depicted as powerful beings residing in the heavens. What's your take on this? Our next clip comes all the way from Victorville, California. Someone captured something unusual standing on a mountain. Let's take a look. The video shows a mysterious figure that doesn't move like an ordinary person. Its speed and agility on the rough terrain are astonishing. The creature's dark and thick appearance makes it look like it's covered in fur. The size of the figure is also noteworthy. According to the paranormal community, it's much larger than the average human. If you're wondering how they came to this conclusion, they just compared its size to its surroundings. Seeing a giant on a mountain could mean only one thing for paranormal enthusiasts: Bigfoot. While they wanted to state this was evidence of Bigfoot's existence, skeptics argued that it could just be an ordinary man on a jog. What do you guys think as well? Could this really be a Bigfoot, or aren't the enthusiasts blinded by their enthusiasm? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. A janitor is wrapping up his final cleaning duties for the day after the school has closed. As he goes about his routine, he stumbles upon something extraordinary. Suspended in the air before him is a colorful, dust-like mass, swirling and shifting shapes in an almost hypnotic dance. It's an unnatural sight, something that defies easy explanation. Intrigued and perhaps a bit unnerved, the janitor decides to record this bizarre phenomenon and share the footage online. The internet, as expected, bursts into a flurry of speculation and debate. Some viewers are quick to label it a vortex or a portal, hinting at dimensions beyond our own. Among the myriad of comments, one particularly observant individual points out something that changes the narrative. No one's gonna say anything about the projector shining down. Sure enough, when you scrutinize the footage closely, you can see a beam of light descending from the top, illuminating the floating mass. This revelation suggests that what initially seemed like a supernatural occurrence might actually be a clever projection. So what do you think? In this next footage, someone managed to capture something strange high up in the sky. The object, or perhaps even a figure, appeared dark and ominous, hovering above the clouds. Its shape was bizarre, making it hard to determine whether it was a structured form or an amorphous object. It simply hung there in the sky, completely still. Some people were quick to label it as a product of AI or cleverly faked video. Others suggested it could be a shuttle, yet another sect pointed out the possibility of it being one of the elusive unidentified aerial phenomena which we have covered before on this channel. Personally, it looks more like a man on a broom or a man levitating. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what I see. Perhaps these might just be the words of a superhero movie fanboy wanting the world to exist. Perhaps these might just be the words of a superhero movie fanboy wanting that world to exist. But you guys tell me, what do you also see? Now, what do we have here? A leaf-like insect with two distinctive dots on its wings, one on each side. The insect is standing on its two hind legs with its front legs lifted in the air as if it wants to dance. Just in case you were wondering, this fascinating creature is called a Stigmatoptera, a genus of praying mantis known for its remarkable camouflage and unique behavior. The Stigmatoptera's leaf-like appearance is not just for show, it's a crucial survival strategy. The raised legs are also a defensive posture, a way to startle potential predators by making the insect appear larger, more threatening. Additionally, when the Stigmatoptera spreads its wings, the sudden display of color and patterns can serve to intimidate or confuse attackers. In the intricate dance of nature, the Stigmatoptera stands as a testament to the remarkable adaptations that insects develop to thrive in their environment. Have you ever seen or encountered one of these? Share your experience. In the vivid landscapes of Silverton, Colorado, under the scorching afternoon sun, a unique adventure unfolds. Our recorder, engaged in a road adventure through this captivating terrain, had their attention diverted by a remarkable sight. Amidst the natural splendor, they captured a glimpse of a towering, brown and hairy creature. A voice in the video's background whispers of an enigmatic being appearing deeply engrossed in a mysterious quest before suddenly coming to a rest. As excitement builds, another voice chimes in, emphatically identifying this elusive figure as a Sasquatch.
It's an elusive creature. Alright, just squat it down. Yeah, let me see your camera, I'll do it.
The sight of this creature stirs the imagination and fuels the ongoing quest to unlock the secrets of these fabled and mysterious creatures that, according to legends, roam the remote and untamed landscapes of Silverton. But what do you think about this Sasquatch sighting? Real or fake? Share your thoughts with us. This mysterious image recently surfaced on the YouTube channel Cold TV, leaving viewers baffled and intrigued. In the image, a strange figure is depicted. It appears to be a human-like entity crouched on both hands and feet, facing upwards. What makes this entity even more perplexing is its bluish, almost spectral hue, giving its naked skin an otherworldly appearance. Some skeptics have suggested that this could be a person in a costume. However, the original uploader of the image has provided no context or explanation, adding to the unnerving nature of the photograph. This peculiar image continues to baffle and unsettle those who come across it, leaving the true nature of this entity shrouded in mystery. This captivating footage serves as a poignant reminder, nudging me to reassess my appreciation for the tranquility that nature often extends to us. It accentuates how effortlessly we can uncover the concealed marvels that lie within our environment's folds. The trail camera footage unfurling before our eyes was expertly captured by an enigmatic individual who remains shrouded in anonymity, staring the camera's gaze into the heart of the expansive woods. As we peer into this mysterious realm and attune our senses, an eerie symphony of deep resonating sounds emitted by elusive and unidentified creatures permeates the very air around us. A perplexing enigma takes shape. Could this be a meticulously orchestrated ruse with a troupe of performers skillfully employing vuvuzelas to mimic these unsettling tones? Is it plausible that directors artfully layered additional sound effects to create a spine-chilling illusion of unearthly creatures? Perhaps the notion of a Sasquatch even flits across our minds. The crux of the matter lies in pinpointing the origin of these reverberations, an enigma that demands our scrutiny. From what recesses do these sounds authentically emerge? And among the myriad creatures that inhabit this vast expanse, which among them could potentially lay claim to producing such distinctive sounds? Share your thoughts on what this could possibly be, as we'd like to hear them. Next, we have a creature whose presence in the media is as ancient as they come. This creature with glowing red eyes was caught on camera decades ago. I mean, as far back as the 1960s, it was seen by several individuals and published in the newspapers, but it disappeared as quickly as it appeared. But guess what? It's back, making a comeback in the modern day, haunting the woods once again. And this footage, supposedly campers snagged it on camera. They claimed this thing came after them while they were deep in the woods. As remarkable and as vivid as their stories and videos are, I find it hard to believe that this footage is genuine. Call it my paranormal hunch at work once more. What do you personally think, though? Is this genuine, or are these guys just looking for their 5 minutes of fame? I truly believe that they are. In the spooky confines of what was once a cozy cafe, a malevolent presence materializes with malevolence swirling in the air. Security cameras, once the silent observers of mundane activities, now capture a scene that defies explanation. As the footage unfolds, refrigerators burst open one by one, their contents clattering to the floor with an ominous, unnatural force. The atmosphere trembles with preternatural energy, as if the very essence of the room has been tainted by a sinister entity. Containers spill their secrets only to be inexplicably closed again, like a chilling joke played by the unseen malevolence that now rules this space. It's a tale that might leave you both shivering and bewildered. Probably thought there was going to be a party and it was going to have a boo. On that note, if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed to the channel yet, please do so now. It really helps us out a ton and gives me the opportunity to keep making videos for you. Thank you very much. Moving on. YouTuber MonsterFish5000 had a rather peculiar experience while in Oklahoma and generously decided to share it with his audience. In the dimly lit distance near a streetlight, he insisted he spotted something out of the ordinary. He described the creature as humanoid, but at first there appeared to be nothing there. However, just a few moments later, this mysterious figure emerged from the inky shadows. The creature was cloaked in a dark robe with an eerily pale head that drew a great deal of intrigue. Upon closer examination, when the footage was diligently zoomed in, we could catch a glimpse of this entity's distinctive features. It had an otherworldly green complexion, coupled with pointed ears, and a rather prominent nose, resembling none other than a goblin. This footage quickly spread like wildfire across the internet, captivating audiences with its spine-tingling aura. Yet, as time went on, the truth came to light. It was ultimately unveiled as an elaborate hoax concocted by a band that donned goblin masks as a promotional stunt. But even with that knowledge in mind, there's something about this footage that still sends shivers down the spine. After all, the line between the real and the surreal can sometimes be a rather thin one. Reports of strange creatures roaming the world have been circulating, and the latest sighting may just be the most spine-chilling one yet. An explorer driven by curiosity stumbled upon an abandoned opening in the woods during the night. Armed with a camera, he decided to document what lurked within. And the footage he captured was enough to make his blood run cold. In the dim light, a bizarre creature was discovered concealed in a ditch, its dark hair protruding eerily. As the explorer approached, the creature, like a phantom, crept closer, revealing a face that would haunt your nightmares. The creature possessed a human-like face, its wet, black hair clinging to its features, yet the remainder of its body defies description. Bony and withered arms, a contorted form, and an unsettling gait. While some speculate it might be a skinwalker, others argue it's nothing more than a CGI creation. What do you think sounds more probable? Let's bask in the warmth of a heartwarming encounter. A couple driving after a snowstorm stumbled upon a deer struggling on the slippery, icy ground. The poor creature found itself in a loop of slipping and falling, unable to find solid footing. Moved by compassion, the kind-hearted couple stepped out of the car, the lady displaying an admirable act of empathy, approaching the deer and with gentle determination grasped its front limbs. In a truly wholesome moment, she skillfully pulled the deer from the treacherous ice to a safer place. In the midst of mysterious encounters and spine-tingling moments, it's heartening to witness the beauty of human kindness intersecting with the natural world. This daring individual embarked on a nocturnal adventure deep within the woods, aiming to capture some compelling footage. Little did they know that their venture would take a rather traumatizing turn. On the forest floor, the filmmaker stumbled upon a most unusual sight. It was a creature unlike any other, boasting a bizarre form and crawling along the ground. Its head bore an eerie resemblance to a skull. Curiosity got the best of him, prompting a closer look at this being. However, it soon became apparent that this peculiar creature was not alone. Emerging from the pitch-black darkness was an even more horrifying figure, one that seemed to defy explanation. This elusive beast possessed a goat skull head and a humanoid body shrouded in an unsettling veil of obscurity. With relentless determination, it charged toward the unsuspecting filmmaker, sending shockwaves of terror through their very being. Filled with sheer dread, the filmmaker made a hasty retreat, fleeing from this nightmarish encounter. As spine-tingling as this footage might appear, our team has diligently scrutinized it and ultimately concluded it was nothing more than a well-orchestrated hoax. But we are curious to know your thoughts on the matter. Do you agree with our assessment? Before you move on to the next clip, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and even drop a comment in the comments section. It goes a long way to help us produce more videos for you. Thank you very much for doing so. It means a lot. Now, moving back to the day's episode. This captivating snapshot captures the scene of a dense, ancient forest, a world where emerald green trees and vegetation seem to stretch to infinity. But let me pose a question. Can you see what lurks beyond these trees, concealed within the shadows of this primeval grove? I do see it, but everyone seems to think I'm seeing things. What say you? Still on shadows, take a look at this next one. This footage was taken from a dash cam on a vehicle late at night. The uploader of the footage felt something cross his vehicle whilst driving at night. Although it scared him, he assumed it might be a deer or some other form of animal, as they are notorious for such activities on the particular highway he was on. He got home, however, reviewed the footage, and realized that it was no deer. In fact, it was no live animal at all. It was simply a shadow moving in front of the vehicle at high speed. He had experts look at it to make sure his camera wasn't misbehaving, and lo and behold, it wasn't. He'd actually captured a shadow creature that took the form of an animal. What was it? Well, we really can't tell, but that only makes the encounter more mysterious. Have you ever had such an encounter? Tell us about it in the comments section. We'd really love to hear it. In this video clip, we are presented with a rather unusual sight, an enigmatic creature with a large, reddish-brown and hairy appearance. It appears to be a well-preserved body of an ape-like beast. As much as I'd love to tell you that's an ape, the uploader insists that what you are seeing on your screen is not an ape. It's purportedly a Bigfoot, supposedly killed and preserved in ice. He claims to have discovered it during an exploration and captured the videos. Looking at the footage now, do you agree that's Bigfoot? This unsettling footage depicts a scene that indeed evokes discomfort. What's immediately apparent is a human head lying on the ground in what appears to be a chaotic, disheveled room. The unsettling part is that this human head is connected to an utterly bizarre and nightmarish body, one that resembles an amalgamation of arms almost akin to a spider's limbs. This strange creature looks to be wriggling about. It's a recipe for instant chills. Interestingly, this peculiar snapshot has earned quite a reputation in the Vietnamese community as cursed footage. But guess what? It's now made its way to the wide world of social media as a GIF, haunting the feeds of unsuspecting users. Don't be surprised if it leaves you feeling deeply unsettled. You know that spine-tingling sensation of being watched while you're out for a nighttime stroll? Those moments can send shivers down your spine, right? Well, these folks know exactly what I mean. Out there in the darkness, these individuals suddenly caught sight of something eerie, a pair of glowing orbs. These orbs, like eyes, would intermittently flicker as if scrutinizing their every move. Talk about finding your very own elusive stalker. This mysterious entity remained hidden in the shadows, eyes locked on its unsuspecting observers. It wasn't until a brave soul in the group spoke up, alerting the entity to their awareness of its presence, and poof, like that, it vanished into the inky abyss. Now, those luminous orbs could belong to any number of things. Perhaps a creepy night prowler, a curious animal, or even something from the realm of the unexplained. These folks sure dodged a bullet, and they'll probably be a bit more cautious on their future nocturnal adventures. Next, we have footage that presents us with a vast expanse of land covered in grass. However, as we examine the scene more closely, we notice something intriguing, if you could call it that. Towards the darker area of the landscape where the illumination is limited, two bright red lights stand out. They don't just look like small dots or lights, they look like eyes belonging to a large creature. Speculation often arises when such mysterious sightings occur, and it's not uncommon for people to associate this with another potential Bigfoot sighting. However, let's consider other possibilities. While many in the paranormal community subscribe to the idea that it's indeed a Bigfoot, when you pay attention to the footage, you see a small animal moving toward the right side of captured footage. The creature is in no rush and moves as though it has all the time in the world. If there was indeed a large creature with glowing eyes, trust me, that small animal would have been running for its life. How then do we explain the glowing eyes in the footage? CGI, AI, VFX? Whichever one fits the bill. The footage is most definitely doctored, and I'd like to believe it was done for clout. I mean, they almost had us too, until we noticed the small moving animal. What do you think of the whole thing? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. If you thought that was bizarre, then I wonder what you will make of this next one. In fact, why don't I just show you? I know it's rhetorical, but I still have to ask, what do you see in this capture? I don't know about you, but there's a striking resemblance between whatever that is and James P. Sullivan from Disney's Monster, Inc. You can't unsee it now, can you? Either way, what creature do you think you see in the capture? The one who sent it in believes it's a Sasquatch. Taking a second look at it, I kinda understand why the person may have said this, but it just doesn't cut it for me. The supposed capture doesn't look the littlest bit real, although you have to admit it's a cool-looking cryptid. If you were to ask me, though, I'd say that this is nothing more than an AI creation. It's just too obvious when I look at it. What about you? In a classic father-son hunting outing, the young one decides it's a perfect moment for a playful prank. Dressed in earthy tones of green, brown, and cream, he dons a cunning disguise, a lifelike fake buckhead. Nestling beside a sturdy tree, he steadies his trophy, all set to surprise his dad. One might ponder how his father wouldn't spot the charade from a considerable distance, yet the young trickster pulls it off with finesse. Perhaps his dad's Trailcam, which we see, was the target after all. The scene is left with this playful intrigue as the video culminates with laughter and camaraderie. Of course, some may argue that such pranks are risky business in the world of hunting. Imagine his father was actually out with a gun and shot before seeing the whole picture. That could turn bad really quickly. Either way, what are your thoughts on this father-son escapade? Is it all in good fun, or does it teeter on the edge of a bad idea? Share your thoughts in the comments. So this TikTok page called Official GPT dropped a serious, eerie video that got everyone talking. In the clip, the person is filming in the woods at night. Things were just your typical spooky forest scene until a strange noise caught their attention. He quickly swung the camera toward the source of the noise and bam! There it was, something super creepy. This eerie creature was chilling on a tree branch, looking all ghostly and pale, with its long, dark hair making the whole scene even more unsettling. And then, if that wasn't freaky enough, the creature extended its hand, and out of the blue, fire appeared. Yeah, you can guess what happened next. The person behind the camera decided it was time to beat a hasty retreat out of those woods. I don't blame him. That's some seriously hair-raising stuff right there. In the depths of the unknown, where shadows linger and mysteries unfold, we kick off today's episode with a spine-chilling encounter. A man seeking solace in a park under the night sky stumbled upon a peculiar entity. Across the road, beneath the shadow of a tree, a mysterious creature was seen crawling toward him. The camera struggled to focus, but the creature's unsettling silhouette could still be seen, and it suggested an otherworldly being on the move. Due to the blurry nature of the footage, however, it's hard to say what exactly we're dealing with. A part of me wants to believe it's truly a skinwalker, but then again, we can't see much. What do you think? This is a dinosaur that was found frozen in ice. They thawed the ice, thinking it might be dead. But no, it jumped out and started going about its life like it would have 1,000,000 years ago. I'm just messing with you, that's not true. Behold the majestic shoebill stork, a bird so impressive that at first glance it might seem like a creature out of a fantasy realm. But rest assured, this is no mythical creation. It's the real deal. The shoebill, native to central tropical Africa, is recognized for its distinctive shoe-shaped bill reaching lengths of over 9 inches. These large birds, standing 4 to 5 feet tall, are primarily piscivorous and adept at catching fish in marshy waters. Solitary by nature, they exhibit a patient hunting style, standing motionless for extended periods. Classified as vulnerable, shoebills face threats from habitat loss and hunting. They're known to live up to 35 years in the wild. The shoebill stork is a living testament to the wonders of the avian world. With a bill that looks like it could have been borrowed from a dinosaur, this magnificent bird stands as a testament to the incredible diversity found in the animal kingdom. You know, it's all about experience and quick thinking when you're out in the wild. This video is like a crash course in dealing with potential predators. So here's the deal. In the video, there's something lurking beneath the water and you can't see it right away. But as for our recorder, they've got some tricks up their sleeve. They've probably been in situations like this before and know what to look out for. Instead of just being a sitting duck, they decide to take matters into their own hands. They grab a stick and toss it into the water, basically fooling the alligator. It's like a game of wits, and the alligator falls for it, showing its true colors. Attack before your opponent gets to prepare you could be the takeaway. What do you think? Let's dive into this intriguing forest encounter, shall we? A witness with a keen eye managed to record a rather strange sight deep in the woods. What unfolded was a creature crouched by a riverside engaging in what appeared to be some form of water play. Now, the really curious part is the appearance of this entity. It had dark fur, which adds to the mystery of this encounter. Upon a closer look, you couldn't help but notice its humanoid-like characteristics. That's when the comparison started rolling in. People couldn't help but connect the dots to the legendary Bigfoot, known for its elusive nature. But before we jump to conclusions, some skeptics chimed in. They speculated this could be an ape, perhaps a gorilla. So the big question still lingers. What exactly was this creature? Enter the perplexing world of shattered glass mysteries. A girl, after retrieving a broken glass from the dishwasher, decides to play detective and reconstruct the puzzle of the glass shard. To her bewilderment, as she diligently tried to piece it back together, something wasn't quite adding up. Despite her efforts to align the shard, it stubbornly refused to fit back in its original place. Turning it around only added to the confusion, as the broken piece seemingly defied the laws of glass puzzle logic. Even when it almost fit, there was a strange twist. The shard had to be inverted, a move that seemed to defy the natural order of things. This mind-bending scenario leaves us with a glass puzzle that seems to have a secret language of its own. Next, check out this wild discovery in the woods. Here we have a creature that defies the norms of nature. At first glance, this looks like your everyday deer, but a closer look will reveal there's more to this critter than meets the eye. Noteworthy are the peculiar features adorning its face, curious holes that seem to come to life with each breath, casting an otherworldly aura upon the creature. Believe it or not, locals call it the muntjac deer. The muntjac deer, colloquially known as barking deer, a small-sized cervix primarily found in South and Southeast Asia. Distinguished by their modest antlers, these adaptable creatures inhabit a range of environments from tropical forests to human settlements. Their females give birth to 1 or 2 fawns multiple times a year. So that's just a little about these creatures. As incredible and distinguished as they might sound, you can't deny the fact that they're creepy looking if you aren't used to seeing them.